starting another terrifying journey into the world of mystery, suspense, and terror. Let's turn on all the lights, lock the doors and windows, sit back and enjoy this evening's chilling tale.
Okay, hang on a second. Before we go any further, did you mean to move your hands up perfectly in rhythm with that little snare drum whip sound?
Oh, absolutely.
No, you didn't.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't know the intro song that well.
I do it every week. I'm badass every week, and you don't even know. Jesus.
Hey, thanks, Perishable. Hey, guys, if any of you have tuned in last week and our audio was balls, it says the audio already sounds better.
Whoop!
Says good.
We made it.
Progression.
We can only go up from where we were.
That's right.
Nailed it.
Okay, thank you folks out there in internet land for tuning that dial to the Eek channel. My name is James. I am joined by my co-host on the Louie.
Josh.
That's you. And on the right,
Cody.
yep, that's the people.
Nailed it.
This is Eek Live, which serves as your weekly horror house party where everyone wants to talk about scary movies. Today, we are going to call up our friend Luke, who is at Luke_III,
Whoop.
like the third,
I don't get it.
like the third,
Where?
on Instagram.
Oh, nailed it. Oh, that was good. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
so for those of you that don't know, we try to have a guest on every single week, and so for people who aren't local to us, we try to just give them a call, get them on the show. We're going to talk about Luke's favorite scary movies. We're gonna talk about his first horror movie, maybe, that he's ever seen, or at least a memorable horror initiation story. I burped in the middle of that.
That's
one.
all right. Hey,
bad.
Nope.
We're doing
going
it
for
live!
We're doing it live.
And then we're gonna have a little bit of trivia time with Luke, so it's gonna be really fun.
Oh, I really liked trivia time last week.
It was fun, right?
I was impressed at Marcus's answers,
You
and
got them all right.
I'm blown away.
I've been a little discouraged as the trivia master, as far as like, am I not making these hard enough? Am I not, making they're multiple choice. I'm not making multiple choice hard enough.
Yeah.
Do people know more about this than I do? Of course,
Definitely. They do. As far as I'm concerned.
Is that a trivia question? Because the answer is yes.
Yes.
So yeah, well, we're going to give Luke a call here and see if he answers. Hopefully he answers the first time. That'd be so embarrassing.
Oh, we
If
leave
we-
Luke a message on
Oh,
air.
absolutely, we will.
Yes.
But like, if we just like schedule a time with somebody, I follow up with them like the day
Yeah.
before and stuff. But like, if we call them, and they just don't answer, and
Yeah.
then they just like start avoiding us. Like,
Yeah. They
that'd be-
ghost us.
That'd be sad.
That'd be
Yeah.
scary.
We could get ghosted on our scary movie podcast.
Oh!
Oh!
Sounds a lot better than it actually would be.
No,
So,
but I like it.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna call Luke.
If Luke ghosts us, then we'll just call our buddy Danny, who's going to be downstairs any minute. Pretend like he's Luke.
Oh shit, it's not going through the thing. Hello?
Luke.
Ah, of course, the one time I don't test the shit beforehand.
Luke.
Now we got no Luke audio.
Luke.
Luke, I'm gonna call you right back.
Luke. This is like Star Wars all over again.
I need
you know what I mean?
I need you to stretch a little bit. You got a
Oh,
got a
I
story
got
for
this.
us?
Oh, so I got a story.
hear it.
The other day, I walked outside and I saw this groundhog,
Okay.
and it's looking right at me.
Mhm.
And I have this little trap set up, and I thought like maybe I can scare him into the trap. He ain't stupid enough for that. Also, the other night, okay, here's actually a real scary story.
Okay.
The other night, I walk outside. Actually, it was the morning. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I worked this really crappy job where I had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I walk outside my back door, and there's this shadowy figure outside. I have this little back porch, and it was like off the back porch. And it was like real creeping me out. Like this thing was like, I could kind of see his eyes, but also he was like hunched over and I was a little confused.
Mhm.
And then so I like kind of walked towards it because I'm that guy who would be killed in a horror
What
movie.
else are you gonna do?
Go back inside and get my gun. I don't know. And so I started walking towards it, and it starts running away. And then 3 other little shadowy figures follow it. I got a family of raccoons living in my backyard. Dude, I don't know what's going on in Fort Wayne, but I got a nature preserve in my like 0.2 acres in town. It's driving me nuts. Baby rabbits were just born in my yard. I don't know what to do about this.
Well, you leave those alive, and then you let me come over for the raccoons.
Okay. Wait, what are you going to do with the raccoons?
Same thing I've done with all the other ones that have been in my property.
Oh,
I make them leave.
yeah. Forcefully. We can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way.
By the way, I do need that trap.
Okay. Yeah, I said about my back door. Anyway, we're gonna kind of get back to scary things.
Yes.
The shadowy figure was supposed to be kind of scary. I don't want to give too many spoilers away.
Okay.
I just started watching Stranger Things season 3.
Okay.
Almost messed that up.
Yeah, you did. Mess it
Okay.
up.
Yeah, I did mess it up.
Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Is that like a? It's like a.
It's a knockoff.
No, is that like a
No.
like a American Idol kind of thing, but with weird people?
Yes.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. You can hate on us all day, or you can hate on me.
Okay.
I think it's going downhill. I think the franchise. I think season 1 was the best.
Huh.
I think season 2 was okay. They were forcing the magic of season 1.
Can we use your phone?
Probably.
I feel like I'm giving a real hot take here, and nobody's giving me the time of day.
I think you're only watched like 1 episode.
I've watched 4 episodes of season 3.
You can try to connect to the Bluetooth, or if you have do you have a headphone jack in those things?
Yeah, because I have an Android phone.
I'm dropping bombs over here. Nobody seems to care. I don't think Stranger Things season 3 is all that good.
It's funny because I have heard. I have not seen any of them yet because we haven't gotten to it, and everybody I know is like, "Oh, it's much scarier. It's better. That's older. Blah 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 blah."
I think people want it to be good. I think it's like Gilmore. I'm watching Gilmore Girls in the horror community, where like season 1 and 2 of Gilmore Girls is the best.
Oh, all right.
And we're
Got it.
cutting off my hot take with Luke. Luke, you better answer. I'm coming back with my hot take.
Hello?
Hey, is this Luke?
Yeah, this is Luke.
Luke, we got you. We had a unfortunate iPhone situation, so we've switched to an Android device, and now everything is good again.
Okay, all right. So, okay.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry, what's that?
How you doing?
I'm good. Actually, I'm actually about to pull up to my house. I got the time mixed up, so I stopped at the grocery store real quick. I'm about
Yes.
to pull up to my house.
Hey, I am okay with that. If you're okay with, you want us to give you a couple minutes and call you back, or are you cool?
Oh no, it's fine. I just needed to. It's just a few things. I'm cool with starting off in the car. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you're huffing and puffing because you're taking all them groceries in one trip, we'll understand. We get it.
No, it's I just literally needed a giant 5-pound bag of yogurt. That's it.
Well, I actually do have one quick little question because you're in Louisiana, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, it is super freaking hot in Indiana. What's it like down there right now?
It's miserable right now because where I live at, like we were in the direct path of that tropical storm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like humid. Like yesterday, I went out for a run, and I was only out there for like 15 minutes, and it looked like I went swimming when I came back inside.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds
So
miserable.
it's terrible. It's like opening up the door and like hitting a wall of water every time you go outside.
Oh my god, that sounds the worst.
Yep.
Just the worst. All right, Luke. Well, we're gonna jump in here. So the first thing that we always like to talk to people about is just sort of your horror history. So maybe the first scary movie you've ever seen, or maybe just like one that like you just have a great memory about. Usually, when this has happened, you probably saw it younger than maybe you should have, or maybe not. Maybe you actually approach scary movies like when you're supposed to, but very few of us ever have. So, what's your first horror experience like?
Well, my first one, I think, was for a lot of kids my age, was Scream. When I think I was 4 or 5 years old, and I got shown Scream, and it was like, I had no, it scared me. Like, I was genuinely terrified of it, and like I cried and everything. And my mom got mad at my uncles for even showing it to me because they were babysitting me, and they decided it'd be a good idea to show it to me.
Yes.
And I honestly, I had no experience after that with horror until I was around 19 years old. I had no interest in horror movies. And then I revisited Scream around that time, and now, like, I literally watched Scream 3 the other night. I don't think there's a bad Scream movie. Like, it's like one of my favorite franchises.
Oh yeah.
Even the TV show that everybody hated, I loved it.
Oh, that's fine.
That's all right.
Have you seen that new the forget what it was called? Was it called Resurrection or something like that? The one that was on VH1?
No, I haven't seen it, but one of my buddies watched it, and he's kind of like the same as me. Like, his favorite franchise is Scream, and he's like, I can admit that it's bad. He's like, but I love every second of it.
Right. Yeah, I think that's exactly how I feel whenever I finally get around to it. Dude, that's awesome. So I mean, maybe we already touched on it then, but like, what is like Holy Grail, like the top of your Mount Rushmore if you had to make one, like your favorite scary movie?
Well, my favorite scary movie of all time is the original Halloween.
Okay.
Ooh, my man.
Yeah, to me, it's like, it's the perfect. I take that back, because I always said there's no such thing as a perfect movie, but it's as close as you can get to perfect for me, for the horror genre at least.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm weird. I have like a rating system. Like, when we used to do Scream Speak, I'd be like, this is my rating system for horror comedy. This is my rating system for torture porn. Like, I have a rating system for everything.
I get that.
But like, but as far as like slashers go, I think it's like as close to perfect as you can get.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, I'm gonna blindside you. I know that you guys are like prepared, like the callers. This is Cody, by the way. And I asked our guest last week this. I just think it's a really great question. I like the knee-jerk reaction. What is one horror movie that if you could stop now, like don't make any more, or you could completely remove off of the face of horror movies the genre, what would that be?
Oh, easily Terrifier. I would stop him from making number 2 right
No
now.
way. What?
I've never been more offended in my life when I watched Terrifier.
Wow. Can you give us like the 30 second like elevator speech of why not to watch Terrifier?
Okay, so I get that like people worked on it. It was hard work, their passion project, but their hard work passion project was just visibly offensive to like my eyes, and like I'm sure a lot of other people's eyes.
Dang, dude, that's intense, because I feel like for the most part our crew really enjoyed Terrifier.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
Yeah, I'm all for low budget, like people throwing together like low budget stuff. But as I was watching it, and I sat down and I watched the whole thing, and I was upset. I was angry at myself for not turning it on.
Oh man,
dang, dude. That's a good answer. I like somebody who can back up their answer for sure.
Yeah. Hey, you brought up Scream Speak, and I don't want to put you too much on the spot, but I figured like while I had you here, I noticed you guys hadn't really been putting out any more episodes. So I mean, for anyone who might be listening, Scream Speak, Luke and some of his buddies were doing another podcast. You guys were actually super encouraging to me whenever we first started out, because like these guys are great. My co-hosts are great, but I'm usually the one doing all the actual work, and so you get a little like creatively burnt out, and you're like, oh god, why am I doing this? I'm really setting this thing up because 2 people are gonna listen, and like, but you guys were really encouraging whenever we first started out. So I just wanted to say, is there anything that you can say? I mean, I don't want to like throw anybody on the bus under the bus or put you on the spot, but like, you know, is can you tell us what's going on with Scream Speak?
So it's funny. Me and our co-host, we live together, and like I'm a full-time college student, and I work 40 hours a week, and he was working 2 jobs, so it just became like when we were recording episodes, I remember being like tired and like
Yeah.
not super into it. When we were releasing episodes, like all the time, it was because like I used to have a job. I would go work offshore for 4 weeks at a time.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
so like I would go offshore and I'd be super hyped to get back into it. And right now we just both feel like we kind of can't put in like the 100% effort that
Sure.
we should be able to for an
Makes sense.
every week thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as far, I mean, like that doesn't mean we're not working on anything.
Yeah.
Well, another buddy of ours we've been working on for probably like 3 weeks now. A script for like a psychological like documentary style horror film.
Yes.
Cool. I like that.
We actually wrote a script for a horror movie before, and we filmed like the first 30 minutes of it, and then one of the guys who was in it with us, he got married, had a kid, and like we kind of couldn't work around that, so we just kind of scrapped it.
Dang,
Yeah.
dude. That's really like if I can encourage you in anything, like go for that. Go like if nothing else, there are dudes in Fort Wayne who would love to see some original work for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And man, like, and I just want to say too, just kudos for you for like, I feel like there's a recognition of like this is getting hard, so I don't want to do it anymore. And then there's a recognition of like, this isn't filling my tank anymore. Like, this isn't bringing me joy. This is becoming more of a job that I don't get paid for than anything.
Yep.
And like having just the self-awareness to recognize that, dude, good on you. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Just one thing about making podcasts. I've been on 3 different podcasts. 2 of them had nothing to do with horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that I cared the least about got the most views out of anything. and we never did it again.
Yeah.
It got like almost 400 plays just for the first episode.
Dang.
Wow. That's impressive.
And then we never did it again. I was like, why can't that happen for Scream Speak?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, God, you're talking to someone who looks at those numbers, and I totally understand where you're coming from. But yeah, man, I think, probably no one listening expected us to get into a conversation quite like that on Eek Live. But yeah, man, I think that's part of it. That's what, I think that, what we're trying to do at this point is, honestly, I've realized that we don't know a lot about scary movies, and there's probably very few people that actually have an opinion or actually care about our opinion about scary movies. But we do that part just for us because specifically Cody and I just talk way too much.
Yep.
And then this part, the community part, having people on from all over the country. We haven't gone worldwide yet, but I want to.
We're going.
I'd love to get a caller from, a different country. That'd be cool. But like part of that is like, it's more than just, talking about scary movies. It's just building up the community. So, I mean, you are a part of our community because of how much really you and Peyton really helped me when I was getting started out. And like, so yeah, I mean, if that's what we're going to talk about, that's what we're going to talk about. But
yeah, absolutely. That the community is awesome. I love it.
So let's move on into some scary stuff again. So do you have something kind of on your mind, something that was like, maybe it's the scariest movie you've ever seen, or maybe just like the most messed up movie that you've ever seen that just really stuck with you, anything like that?
So two movies kind of come to mind. I saw the Witch opening night when it came out, and we recorded an episode like right after we saw it, and they were like looking at me. They were like, "You seem really quiet," and I said, "That was one of the best horror movies I've ever seen." And they were like, "Okay, why are you being quiet?" I was like, "I have no interest in ever watching it again because I don't want to hear it."
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's a good
It made
one.
me feel so bad.
Yeah, like it just it for me, the thing that I walked away the most is like, this is one of the few times where I've watched a film where like I'm seeing something that I feel like I'm not allowed to see. Like this wasn't for my eyes, and I'm getting a glimpse into something that I'm not supposed to look at.
Yep.
Right, and like my biggest takeaway from it was like it's that old thing, like your parents don't want you to become something, and they push you so hard to not become it that you just end up doing it out of spite almost.
Yeah.
And I was like that hit like kind of close to home for me, and I was like, I don't want to go through that again. So like 10, like not 10 out of 10, but up there.
Yeah.
And let's never watch it again.
All right, you said a couple come to mind. What's another one? I'm curious.
I watched the Suspiria remake.
Oh yeah.
Not last night. 2 nights ago, I watched it. Kind of like the same. Like, I grew up really religious, and religious horror freaks me the hell out.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, whenever there's a scene involving some sort of ritual with like people, like naked people dancing, kind of like that ending scene of The Witch, and like entrails, and like it's just like I had nightmares from the Devil Inside trailer.
Wow.
Never even watched the movie. Like, and so I was watching that, and I've seen the original Suspiria, and you can't even compare the two films.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
But I mean, they're just like color palette, like directional, like
Right.
like the stuff that the new director chose to do. Like you can't even compare the two. But I mean, that's what I love about. I don't know how y'all feel about remakes, but I'm all for remakes, especially if you're like gonna change it and make it its own thing.
Yeah. I think that there's times where we see them kind of fall flat, but then I think there's times like we watched the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah.
What was that? 2013. We watched that for the first time just a few weeks ago, and I freaking loved it.
Great.
And I think that people kind of crapped on that because it wasn't what Raimi and Campbell's Evil Dead was, but like I don't know. I think that it was done in a way that reached a whole new audience, and I thought it was great.
Like change is good. Like if you want to see a bad remake, watch the new Psycho. It's shot for shot, and it's terrible.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I 100% agree. Like something like that. That's just some like inspired cast grab. Yeah, like there's just no point.
Yeah. All right, Luke. Well, we have been playing a little game with our guests. I don't know if you've listened to any of the recent episodes, but what I like to do is I try to get your favorite horror movie in advance, and then I got a couple just little fun trivia questions for you. So today, Cody is going to walk you through some trivia about 1978 Halloween.
Oh damn. Okay.
All right. So we're
And they're multiple choice.
Yeah.
So
we got multiple choice. So we got a couple questions here. No pressure. If you miss them, we're just gonna hang up on you. No, I'm just kidding. So, so we have this one, and I'll get on your level, Luke. Halloween. If you haven't listened to any of our other episodes, I'll just let you in on the ground floor. It is my holy grail. It is my it is my beloved. It is what I compare every other horror movie to. And
it's the first horror movie you saw outside of Mars Attacks.
Yes, outside. Yes, exactly. So I will let you know. I don't know the answer to this first question. So if you miss it, no pressure, man. What was the So question 1, what was the working title of Halloween? All Hallows Eve.
The Babysitter Murderers.
He doesn't even need the multiple choice.
This dude comes out swinging. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, screw you two. Moving on to number 2. The crew prepared different masks for Michael. it has become well known that John Carpenter chose the mask that was modified Captain Kirk mask. What was the other option? A smiling clown, B, Mr. Spock, or C, a hockey mask?
The smiling clown.
Oh, it sounded like
Smiling
a
clown.
Yeah, it sounded like a guess, but you got it right.
Yeah.
I would say Mr. Spock maybe a little too easy right there
Well,
with
that was
Captain
the
Kirk.
giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All the marbles. Question number 3. There are many ways that filmmakers get the gruesome sound effects that we hear in horror movies. Which type of produce was stabbed for the sound effects in Halloween? A pumpkin, B, cantaloupe, C, watermelon.
Watermelon.
Watermelon, that's it. This dude goes 3 for 3. Let's go, man. That's impressive.
Nailed it.
I am extremely impressed that you came out. Question 1 didn't even
Yeah, that
need
was impressive.
the multiple choice.
Yeah, well, if you guys were like real horror fans,
Well, yeah, I guess I'm not. I don't know. Talk about nobody cares about your opinion. My wife doesn't even listen to me. So there you go. I'm used to people not even caring. Boom.
All right, Luke, man, you've been such a fun guy to have on. I do want to give you just an opportunity, man. If there's anything that you do want to promote, I mean, obviously, Scream Speak sounds like it's on at least pause for a while. But obviously, you have tons of episodes. You could promote that or some of the other shows that you've been on, or maybe if you just want people to keep up with your Instagram account and maybe see if you guys actually are able to make something out of your screenplay idea. Just whatever you want to kind of promote or talk about. It's all you, man.
Okay. I probably shouldn't do this because I always was against it, but I might as well. I do write scary stories on Reddit and post them to either No Sleep or Short Scary Stories.
Oh, let's
sweet.
go.
Awesome.
And I've only written a couple. I have 2 accounts. I'm not going to say the name of the other account, but
Okay.
one account, the name is you ever heard of that anime Gundam Wing?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No.
Okay, well
I know
my
all about the
Reddit name
Death
is
Scythe. Okay.
yeah. Well, my Reddit name is Gundam Dash Wang instead of Wing.
I love it. I love it so much. All right, dude. That's awesome.
And yeah, my Instagram is Luke_III because I'm the third, and that's like the only quality about me, the only personality trait I have is that.
Dang, dude, don't be too hard on
Yeah,
yourself
come
here. You just told us we should go read your short stories. Like, it's self-deprivation here. Yikes.
And yeah, he's a true creative.
Yeah,
He is a true creative.
own worst critic. Yep.
Absolutely. All right, Luke, that is awesome, and I'm actually gonna check out some of your stories. I've actually
Yeah.
These guys don't even know this, so I get random ideas for Eek all the time, and I actually had an idea that I thought would be really cool if we could do like probably not a monthly because we don't have the funding for some monthly publication, but maybe like a quarterly or maybe just a once a year thing. I thought it would be fun if we could do like kind of like a Reader's Digest, but it's like a horror digest, and
That'd be
like
sweet.
we could get some writers to submit some stories, and we could publish the stories, and then also some written movie reviews, and if we can get our hands on some interviews, cool. But let's face it, that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, I have been looking for spooky story writers, especially just spooky little short stories. So I'll definitely check out your stuff, and we'll hit you up, man.
Oh, for sure. I've got ideas for some other stuff. South Louisiana, we got some weird shit that goes on over
Yeah,
here.
yes,
so there's a lot to
you
write
do.
about.
Dude.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Basically the oldest part of the country. It gets real creepy down
It's
there.
real weird.
Yeah. But no, I appreciate it being on too. I hadn't got to talk about horror in forever, so I was super looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, we'd love to have you, and we'd love to have you back sometime for sure, dude.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yep. All right, man. You take it easy, and we'll catch up with you later. All right.
See you, brother.
Alrighty. Y'all take care.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, bye.
Oh, your phone probably it doesn't make the classic iTunes or the classic iPod. Boop boop boop.
No, it just ends the call like a phone.
Does it go click? It should.
Click.
Doesn't need to.
Well, mine does.
All right, well, that was really fun.
That was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He nailed
That
all
question was
all three
awesome.
trivia
Came
questions.
out
Like halfway
swinging.
through, boom.
Came out swinging. It's like he knew the question.
Oh yeah, he knew the question.
Oh, boo.
It's boo. It's
No, I don't know.
that was the easy question.
Yeah.
of
Is that the one
three.
you didn't know?
Yeah. That's one I
Oh.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Like you,
I'm just not. I'm embarrassed that I didn't know it.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the smiling clown mask. So
Yeah.
that was a potential idea for Michael's mask, obviously based off the fact that if you've seen, I'm spoiling Halloween 1978. Sorry,
Yeah.
but if you haven't seen it, the movie starts off with Michael as a 5 or 6 year old,
Yep.
and he murders his sister on Halloween night wearing a clown mask.
Clown. Yeah.
And so that was one of the crew's ideas for whenever he comes back is to still wear a clown mask. And he was going to have like big frizzy red bozo hair and like
Yikes.
the whole nine. And they shot testings of that mask versus the mask that we know. And they're like, oh yeah, that one's way scarier.
Can you imagine? Like, hey, did I just see a giant clown behind the bush? Like
Freaking
you know,
bozo.
like there's so much about that movie that's based off of like I think I maybe just saw a man. He maybe was pale, but maybe not. Maybe I just saw him like I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything
Or
that
just
I just
shadows.
saw. Or yeah.
And no, you're not mistakenly seeing something else if you see bozo creeping up behind
Did
you.
you see the profile of just this large afro? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I guess
what?
it's like Pennywise,
Yeah.
like which I mean, it's still scary. I'm not saying that's not scary, but in the context of Halloween,
it's different though too. Yeah.
yeah, not nearly on the same level. All right, well, that about wraps it up for this episode. We are gonna go watch Hereditary. We have seen Hereditary before. Well, us have. There's other people coming who haven't. I said it that way on purpose.
Okay. Wow.
also go see the movie Us.
Also watch us. Yeah, it's great. But we have seen Hereditary before. It was our number one release of 2018. But we didn't start the podcast until 2019. So we never did like an official review of it. And I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it.
Yeah. Yep.
So I really kind of wanted to watch it again, do an official review, especially with, Ari Aster's second movie having been out, Midsummer, which we all went to see that as well. It was an experience, and
It was fun to be with our friends.
by the time it comes out on Blu-ray, maybe we'll do an episode about it.
Maybe.
If I can convince these guys to watch it again.
Luke, you should go
Depends.
see that movie because I think all the things that we just learned about you, you would love it.
You'd be really scared. I'll tell you that
You'd
much.
have nightmares.
You're gonna be real scared. All right, so guys, you'll be able to catch our review on. Well, actually, this week our review of Overlord is going up on Wednesday, and then you'll be able to catch our review of Hereditary next week. You'll be able to find all of that in our podcast feed or on YouTube. Don't forget, Eek Live is an online horror house party, and you, my friends, are invited. We record live on Twitch Monday nights, 7:30 Eastern Standard. We'd love for you to join us and engage with chat. I'm gonna be honest, as much as I love the peeps that are going that have been coming to chat today. We really just have Perishable, which, if you didn't know, is someone who's on the show sometimes. Yeah. So, we don't have anyone else. No one's talking to us today.
Yeah,
so
say something.
Talk to us.
yeah, just watch, say something. It'd be great. It'd be great. We
Even if
like
it's high.
we like to try to say something to chat at some point. But even more so, a party isn't a party, Josh,
No, it's not.
unless there's guests.
Oh.
You can't have a party by yourself. At least not a very fun one.
No.
So, if you guys want to be a guest, just like Luke was a guest today, literally all you have to do is own a phone.
Yep.
And we can get you on the show. We have backup phone options. If
Boom.
my iPhone, for whatever reason, doesn't work to call people now,
You can get a better phone that's an Android.
I could do that. Google Pixel's looking better and better every day. I'm just saying. But that's besides the point.
Definitely not getting
Hashtag
our
not
sponsorship.
sponsored.
Apple's going to sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Are
That's
you
a good point.
kidding?
Tim Cook's gonna call us tomorrow. Just watch.
All right, so yeah, if you want to be a guest, all you got to do really is hit us up on Instagram at Eek Channel. That is EEKCHANNEL. If you are like totally against Instagram and you can't even have an account to DM us and ask to be on the show, if you really want to, hit us up old school email. That it's eekchannelcontact@gmail.com.
Where are you gonna get your clout if you don't have Instagram?
How trashy does that sound? But
like
yeah, you
it.
can do that as well. That's totally fine. If you want to help out the show, please rate, review, comment, like, subscribe, enable notifications, all the internet things. Just wherever you listen, do the internet thing. If you don't want to do any of that, I don't care. Just tell your friend that this podcast is pretty cool. Your word of mouth is like oxygen to me. And thank you guys. Oh, shit. I didn't start the music. I was supposed to start the music like right when I do the if you want to help out the show. But I'm distracted because I really...
We're in it.
We're
I'm-
worried
I'm-
about the
I'm-
oxygen in
I'm
our blood.
flying on a high right now. We had
Hemoglobin.
it was a great conversation with Luke, and I have a feeling we corrected all of our freaking crappy audio shit, so everything's gonna come out great, and I'm really stoked about that. So, regardless, thank you guys so much for listening.
Wow.
This has been a production of Eek Channel. We make spooky stuff for people like you. You can discover more content like this at eekchannel.com or find us on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, all the places. And don't be shy, we like making new friends. Thank you for tuning in and stay eeky out there.